Hey everyone, welcome back into our 1990s series here on Iowa Plains View. We've already got our alfalfa knocked down. We're currently getting it tedded, we'll get it raked, and we'll get it baled all this month. We also have corn that we need to get sold this month. So we will make a little bit of money. I've already sold our eggs and all of our garden products. You can see that in the last episode. So we're progressing along nicely. All of our fields look absolutely fantastic so far. Looking across that cornfield, looks very, very good. Very happy with it. And I cannot wait to see what kind of yield we end up with off of it. I think this year is going to be a really big year for us. At least I'm really hoping so. But if not, it's okay. This is meant to be a hard, difficult challenge, and so far, we've definitely way overspent, but I think we're moving in the right direction at this point. So we'll go ahead and get this tedding hammered out. We'll get the rake out after this, get it all raked up, and then we can get the baler out. All right, well, we got all of our alfalfa mowed, tedded, raked, so now we're going to get it baled, and then we can get the bales picked up. And once we're done with all of that, we'll take our corn in to get it sold. Now, I'm not sure how many bales we're going to get off this field. I know it's going to be more than what I want because of how much the lime and being fertilized, one level is going to make a difference. But, it's where we're at, so that's fine. Not a big deal. Just means we'll have bales to sell, this winter, and add to what we're selling off this farm. Well, we'll go ahead and hammer this out. Shouldn't take too long, and then, like I said, we'll get to picking bales up. All right, coming up on the end here, baling. We're going to pop out one more bale, and that's going to give us a grand total of 40 bales even. So that's going to be 4 trailer loads with our little bale trailer. And still too many bales. That's okay. I knew we'd have more than what I wanted. I was much happier with the original 32 that we got when there was no lime, no fertilizer. But, that's lesson learned. But no big deal. We'll take this back, get the baler cleaned up, put away, get it reloaded with some bale net, and then we can grab the 856, the bale trailer, and start picking up bales. All right, we got the 856 hooked up here to our bale trailer. We'll get this up into the field. It's going to take 4 trips, and we'll be done. Unfortunately, those 4 trips are going to take probably an hour and a half yet, because I'm not very good with the loader. I'm getting better slowly, but definitely not the best. That is for sure. But we'll go ahead and get this knocked out, and I'll see you guys when we get done getting them all picked up and put away. And that is how I load bales on this trailer. So I'm a little slow, a little inaccurate. You can see I, right there at the end, bumped the bale a little too much, but I am getting better slowly. And we do need to strap the bales down on this trailer, otherwise they don't work. And they will fall off. So we'll take this to the home place, do that exact same thing in reverse order, and come back to the field and do it 3 more times. Alright, we got all of our bales picked up and moved over here. So we're going to take a quick run over, take a look at all of our animals here. We haven't really done a whole lot of that yet in this series, so we can take a gander at everybody. You can see all of our goats out here looking absolutely wonderful. And we might have some new ones. Shouldn't. No way. Oh, that is a brand new one. 0 months old. 0 months. Well, by golly, somebody had some babies. I didn't think any of them were old enough to have babies yet. But evidently, this one right here had a baby. Yeah, she's too young. Too young. Too young. That one can, but just barely. Okay, so evidently we had one. Interesting. Alright, so we have 3... So we have 3 brand new baby goats out here on the farm. I had no idea. I didn't think any of them were old enough to reproduce, but by golly, one of them was. So we've got 3 brand new babies. That's awesome. Do we have 4? 1, 2, 3. Wait, weren't there only 3 in here when I jumped in? I'm so confused. Evidently there's 4. We have 4 babies. That's crazy. Okay. So we still don't have any horses. That is something I actually plan on getting here very soon. They're quite valuable, so... Alright, and if we go over here, I evidently have a chicken out. Interesting. Can I pick it up? Nope. So this is our little chicken barn here. And somehow there is a chicken out. I have no idea how. But we've got 30 chickens in here. They're all doing absolutely wonderful. No roosters. I had one in there to begin with, but they wouldn't reproduce. So I've just been purchasing chickens over the last 6 months or so until the chicken hut was full. So we won't have any babies born, but as long as we keep them happy and healthy, it'll stay full. Eventually, they will die of old age. So we will have to buy some chickens eventually, but for now, everything's going very, very well. So we'll go ahead and get jumped in the old Ford here, because we do have corn that needs to get sold this month. We need to get our May contract filled here. And this is all we're going to sell. There's a little dab left in the bin, but it's not worth loading and driving all the way down there. So we're not going to worry about it. It can be sold with next year's crop. Alright, we're down here at the co-op, so we'll go ahead and get this corn sold off. And I'm sure we will have to drastically adjust the price that we're given, but that's okay. I'm getting used to it at this point. Yeah, that gave us almost $17,000, and we contracted the corn at $2.33 a bushel. So we've got 750 bushels. That's $1,748. So we're going to get that adjusted back down to the proper level here. All right, that's better. So we're at $83,285. Very happy with that. We're doing quite well and holding steady here with about $80,000. We're not really going down. We're not really going up. We're just kind of holding steady. I'm very happy with that. Especially after how the first couple of months went on the farm and us blowing through 100 grand like it was nothing. So this is very good, and I'm very happy. And also, I believe this will be it for the month of May. So I'll see you guys in August when it's time for us to chop silage and also do our second mowing of our alfalfa for the year. Hey everyone, welcome into August of 1991. We ran out of silage early in the year, so we've been just feeding hay, and our milk production has definitely dropped. So that's been not great. Took a little hit to the income there, but all in all, they're still doing okay. Everybody's still very healthy and doing well, so that's a good thing. But we need to get silage chopped as soon as possible here. Because we definitely need them on TMR to get full milk production. Now, we did have a baby calf born this month, and last month I went ahead and bought some horses. I got 4 females and 1 male. So figuring out how much a horse cost was almost impossible, to be completely honest. Their prices varied so greatly that Google really didn't help me on that one. So I called a friend who's owned horses her entire life and got a general idea of what they're worth. And I decided we're going to settle on $500 for the horses that we bought. And when we get around to selling them, that's something I'll have to figure out as well. But we're going to go ahead. I've got all of our garden stuff sold. We got our eggs sold. Chickens are still doing really well, so that's a good thing. Our goats are doing really well as well, and I didn't realize just how young you actually sell goats. So that's something we got to keep an eye on, is their age, because they get sold between 6 months and 12 months of age. So we'll keep the females to increase our herd, our goat herd, but we will sell the males for, meat. So those will get sold soon. You can see here how bad our milk production has gone down. We're down to 267 gallons is all that was made this month. So that's not good. Well, we'll get this run to the creamery, get this sold off, and haul and hurry back here so that we can get to chopping, because that is priority number 1, is get our corn chopped. And then we can worry about mowing our alfalfa and getting it baled this afternoon. But we absolutely have got to get silage, and we're going to probably go a little overboard on the silage. But I don't ever want to run out again. So we're going to make for sure. So I'm going to make, for certain that we do not run out this year. All right, we're down here at the creamery. We'll go ahead and get this unloaded. See how much we get. That was pretty close. We're only about $200 off, so we'll shave $200 off, and we'll be right where we need to be. All right, so we're at $77,430. Doing very well. We obviously dipped a little bit this summer, but for the most part, we've kept up pretty well. I'm very happy with that. Now we're going to head back and get the 1586 on the chopper and start chopping. We got a lot of acres to cover, and it's going to take a while with it only being a 2-row chopper. All right, we got our chopper hooked up, so we'll get it fired up. We're going to drop down. And with this chopper, we can't really roll through the middle of the field without destroying a bunch of corn, so we're just going to run circles around the outside here and see how, see how far we get about 10 wagons, 10 to 12 wagons here is what my goal is. So I will catch up with you guys when we get the silage pit, either, well, I don't think it'll be full, but, get the 10 to 12 wagons in the pit. All right, we got done chopping. Got the pit packed here, and we've got 163,000 liters in here, as opposed to the 38,000 we had in there last year. So that's a huge difference. A lot more silage. Very, very happy and confident that this will last us this entire year, and we can get the cattle back on TMR full time the way it should be. So we're going to go ahead and get all the equipment cleaned up, put away, and then we need to start mowing our hay. Get our alfalfa knocked down, tedded, raked, baled, all that good stuff. So we still have plenty of work to do here in the month of August. And we definitely chopped more than I expected out of the field, but there's still a lot of acres of standing corn that we have to combine yet. So we're definitely going to have a big corn sale coming up in the future, so that's a very, very good thing. All right, we got the 1066 hooked up to our mower here, and as you can see, we're still getting a 75% yield bonus for this alfalfa, so unfortunately it is a little high yet, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It just means, we're going to have a lot of bales to sell. But we'll go ahead and get this thing fired up and get to mowing. And as usual, we'll just do circles all the way around until we finish mowing, and then, do the tedding, raking, baling, all of that. So I'll catch up to you guys when we get this done. All right, we got everything mowed, tedded, raked, and now we're ready to bale. So we'll get the baler fired up, drop it down, and we can get to baling. Now we got 40 bales off this field on our last cutting, so I'll be curious to see what we get out of this cutting, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be about the same. So we'll get this thing baled up, get all of our bales picked up, and that'll probably be about it here for the month of August. It's been a pretty good month, all in all, so I'm very happy with where we're at. I'm super happy we got all of that silage done. That was desperately needed. All right, we're coming up on the end here. Not sure we're going to have enough for one last bale. Doesn't look like it, but we will definitely have an extra alfalfa bale when we start baling our straw. So I don't have the mod installed to unload the bales early out of the round baler. So when we start baling straw, since this is at 75% alfalfa, the first bale to come out will be an alfalfa bale, and then the rest will be straw. So technically we'll have 41 alfalfa bales from this harvest, but we won't see that until October when we harvest, or until after we harvest in October. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Now this is the end of the, well, no, I lied. This is not the end of the baling season. Oh my goodness, what a brain fart. So we'll get that washed up. I will do a little maintenance here just to make sure. Never mind, it's good. We'll do a little bit of maintenance on the tractor, $29. And we'll go ahead and get this baler put away since we're done with it. Now we'll go ahead and get all of those bales picked up. All right, we got the 856 hooked up to the bale trailer, got the bale spike on the front. And we'll go pick up bales. We've got 40 out in the field, so we'll have 4 trailer loads worth of bales here. We'll get all these picked up, and that will just about do it for the month of August. Very happy with how everything's gone, and can't wait to get into October. Well, first, can't wait to get into September and get our cattle back on TMR and get our milk production back to where it needs to be, and then get into October and start harvest. I think this is going to be a very, very big harvest for us this year, and I cannot wait. I'm very, very excited for it. Welcome into October, everyone. It's October 1991, and we almost made a huge mistake. I've got the Horse Care Manager mod on, and evidently there must be some kind of conflict with it and our realistic livestock mod, because it's not doing its job. Our horses are not being taken care of. Their riding was at 0. Their cleanliness was falling really fast. So I'm glad I checked on that, because we might have lost a boatload of money here if I hadn't paid attention. So we need to ride the horses, get them cleaned, and take care of their fitness. Otherwise, they're going to start dying off. So that's the first thing we're going to do this morning. And then once that's done, we can go ahead and once that's done, we can go ahead and feed our cattle and then get started into our harvest. This is going to be a big, big harvest for us. I'm very excited. But for now, we need to get all of these horses ridden here. This one is done. And I hate when you jump off the horse, how they disappear from where you were. So we're going to get these horses ridden, taken care of here, make sure their health is, 100%. We will need to bring a hay bale over to them yet, so that's something we got to take care of. All right, riding 0%. So we'll take care of Willow here, and I'll catch up to you guys when we're done with all the riding and cleaning of the horses here. Alright, well, I have no idea what's going on, but I apparently have a horse missing. There's only 4 in the pen. There's supposed to be 5, and 2 of them I can't ride. So, I don't really know what's going on, other than this is not going well with the horses. So we may not be doing horses for very long. This may turn out to be, you know, something we do in a later episode without the realistic livestock mod. Yeah, not sure what we're going to do. I need to do some troubleshooting, try and figure out A, why there's a horse missing, and B, why 2 of them I can't ride. I have no idea why. It's really weird. So we're just going to move on. I'm going to get my cattle fed. We do have a little bit of milk we need to haul yet. Unfortunately, the key term there is a little bit, because they haven't fully recovered from being only on hay yet. So they're not producing very well, which sucks. But it's my fault, so it's something we just had to live and learn. But now we've got silage. We should have more than enough for the entire year. And I'm, you know, very hopeful and very happy that at least the cattle are doing well. They are healthy. They're just not producing full milk because of being short on TMR. Not a big deal at all. So 1 feed wagon should be enough for this month. So we'll go ahead and park that, and we can run up, get them fed, get the milk hauled, and then we can start into our harvest. Alright, well, while that's unloading, we can run over here, take a look at our menu. And you can see we have a couple of new animals in here. We have a few new cows and bulls in here, and that's very exciting. So we're adding to our herd. We've got quite a few females in here, and we've even got quite a few males in here now. So we've got 7 bulls that we can feed up to be fat cattle and get sold as fat cattle here. So that's exciting. And we have a bunch of females to add that are adding to our herd. And our herd is growing very fast. Everybody looks very good out here. And I absolutely love that there's such a diversity in the spots on these Holsteins. They don't all look the same, which is just awesome. Absolutely love it. So we'll go ahead, grab that tractor here, get it unhooked from the feed wagon, haul our milk, and then we can start into the harvest. And you guys have seen me haul milk quite a few times already, so you know the drill. We'll figure up the gallons and adjust price accordingly. All right, we got 580 gallons of milk. So we'll get this hauled into the creamery here and see what the base game gives us for the price and adjust as needed here. All right, we're down here at the creamery, so we'll go ahead and get this sold off. All right, and we are $600 too much. So I'll pull $600 back, and that'll get us back to where we're supposed to be. All right, so that puts us at $74,743. That is very good. Now, we are definitely going down. We're, you know, down close to $10,000 from where, you know, this time last year. But that's okay, because we have a big harvest coming up, and I think we're going to make a pretty good profit this year. I really think so. I hope I'm not setting myself up for a major disappointment, but I think things are going to go well here. All right, we are all set up and ready to roll. Got the auger up to the bin, got the truck staged by the field. So we'll get this combine pulled out of the yard here, and we can start on our beans. This is going to go relatively quick here. We don't have, you know, very many acres for our beans this year. But our corn, I have a feeling, is going to take up a lot of time. especially if we have a good yield. So we'll get this fired up. We'll get this dropped down, and we can start rolling through the bean field here. Now, I do have my straw swath turned off for the beans. I will only have that turned on for the corn. That way, you know, we're keeping it as realistic as I can here. So we're not going to do a whole lot of baling for straw this year, or corn stalks, I should say, because we just, quite frankly, don't need much. Our barn is still sitting really good as far as the bedding level, so not going to do, you know, maybe 1 round, maybe 2 rounds around the cornfield is all we're going to do. Don't need a whole bunch to sell, not really wanting to make our money that way. So we're just going to leave it alone, but I will go ahead and get this bean field hammered out, and I'll see you guys when we get the combine full. All right, we've got 2 passes around the headlands done here, and we're just about full. So we're going to go ahead and get dumped onto the trailer here, and then we can get back to it. Honestly, figured I'd go farther before I filled up. This is, so far, a good sign. We may end up with more beans than I originally thought. I didn't even know if we'd end up with a full trailer load. But it's looking like we should be close anyway. So I'm very happy with that, and we'll get this unloaded and get back to it here. Alright, and with this, our bean harvest is finished. So our truck is full, and we've got an extra 3,600 liters of beans in our combine. That's pretty good. I didn't know if we'd have a full semi-load or not. So we're going to go ahead and get everything unloaded into the bin, get switched over, get the combine ready to harvest some corn, and we're going to jump into harvesting corn. And I'm excited. That golden field looks absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to get into it and see how many bushels we end up with off of that field. All right, we got the combine all switched over, got the new header on, got the combine fueled up. So we'll head over to our cornfield and get started into our corn harvest here. Also got the auger switched over on the bin. Truck's emptied out, so everything should be good to go. So we've got 30,000 liters of soybeans in the bin, and I haven't done the conversion yet to see how many bushels that is, but, you know, it's a little over 750. So not too bad considering how small that field was. Well, we're going to go ahead and get this combine fired up, turn our straw swath on, drop the header, and we'll get to it here. So I'm very excited to get this cornfield started here, and I can't wait to see how many bushels we actually get off this field. But we're going to go ahead and call this an episode, so we will finish combining this field in the next one. So if you guys like what you're seeing, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode.